Okay. Hello guys and welcome back. Sorry it's been a while. Today we are jumping in with my March bullet journal and I'm really excited for this one because this one I decided to do kind of like a tea party theme, which I realised is the exact same thing I did last year, but I kind of put a different spin on it, so like it should be a bit different. So anyways, I got this like little sticker set the other day and it has like so many cute stickers. You'll see it like pop up at some point in the video, but I use that a lot and I think that just gave it a little like time together of the whole set, if you know what I mean. And so the idea for the front cover was kind of like you're in a little library or cafe and you're just like studying or just chilling and it's raining outside and for some reason you can see the moon, probably just because these days you can see the moon because it's so dark so early, but and it's just like cozy inside and it's all like pink and green. I don't really have a colour scheme for this theme. I wanted to go with like pastels, but a lot of the stickers ended up being really dark, so I don't know, it doesn't really have a theme. I tried to stick with the pink, so every now and then there's like a bit of pink around, but just a couple of like plants around. Then my goals, my index, you'll see that being filled in at the end because I'm not sure what the goals are yet, and for some reason I didn't want to fill in the index at the time. And that's pretty much the front cover.
Who made it?
I also wanted to mention that recently I just got a 30-day Skillshare course, trial, and it was really good, but I've been binging a bunch of courses and kind of taking notes and stuff like before it runs out because I'm way too broke to buy it myself. But essentially there was this one on bullet journal, I'll link it in the description, and it was so good, and it wasn't really about bullet journaling but more about it was bullet journaling, but it wasn't like as decorative, but it definitely gave me an insight of what we're actually making these bullet journals for, and it inspired my habit tracker list to look a bit more rough and simplistic compared to my usual little boxes and squares that I usually do. But also I like the system because it's not necessarily very different, it's just a different way of laying it out, and I'm also going to include habits of things that I don't want to be doing, but I'll be adding but whenever I do those things I'm going to colour it in with a different colour, like a red, and I want the least amount of reds or pinks and the most amount of greens. And then also you can see some of them have lines in them, but those those are for things I need to do twice a day. So I'll just colour in like half of the side that it works for. We'll see how it goes. And then the second half, I'm doing this again because it worked so well last time. It's my bujo better, which is basically whenever I think of something that could be better with my original spread, I add it in there. And then below that, we have random notes because I thought, why not? Every now and then I think of random things to write down, and especially now from that Skillshare course, I have a little mini notebook that I write random things in. Like there are so many notes that I might be interested in like writing down. Here I also have my study tracker. This is essentially over the course of 2 spreads, and I again in the Skillshare course I took Unjaded Jade's course on just how to study more efficiently, and she talked about SAAD, SAD techniques, and so on the right side of my page you can see little sections of what day of the month it was and what day of the week it was and what day it was. Then I have a long section for what I studied, what I did, and then I have a section to tick which techniques I did, and then next to it I have, underneath the little clock, a section for writing down how long I studied. On the left side I have the continuation of my study tracker, technically the beginning of it, and it's just got sections so that I can tick off whether or not I blurted, made flashcards, and fully understand each mock test that I did. I will be writing down all the different sections of my courses, all of the subjects that I do. I'll be breaking it up into its subtopics, but I still need to do the research on what all of the subtopics are and then writing them down accurately. That will again be through the flip through. Now we're moving on to something more like dopamine tracker. This is basically just to keep track of things that make me feel good and things that make me feel bad. If you don't know what dopamine is, it's basically a chemical in the brain that that makes you feel good. Here's the official definition because I don't know what I'm talking about. I want to put that on screen time, so by writing down ways that I find myself distracted with quote-unquote bad dopamine, and writing down good ways to replace that, I think it's going to be really helpful. I ended up covering this spread a lot with a bunch of different stickers and sheets and stuff, but there's still enough space to write things down. And then on the second side of the sheet, all of my trackers are, which I think in the end looks really cute and less busy and overwhelming than my other ones. So even though it does look quite overwhelming, I've been experimenting a lot with these sleep trackers because they've just been really hard to work out and really track of them. So now I have the number of them when I woke up and the time when I went to bed, and then next to that in the purple line, which we'll see shortly, is where my screen time was, and an area to write down if I did any workouts that day, and if so, what it was. And then beneath that, I'm just gonna have a little graph with different colours for each of the different trackers, and it won't necessarily be very helpful, but I think it'll look pretty cool by the end, just because then I'll be able to see all the ups and the downs, and I think it'll be pretty cool visually. So yeah, that's page 5 and 6 of the tracker. Okay, so now we're moving on to some definitely newer spreads that I have some explaining to do. So the one on the right is a bit more self-explanatory. It's one thing that happened, and it is I said it's self-explanatory because it is. It's one thing that happened that day, something interesting. And then on the left, I've been participating. I'm in this challenge. It's called Focus 50. It's by Faye Films Academy. If you know Faye, she is like the study queen of YouTube, and she pretty recently opened up a community, and I was one of the lucky ones who was able to have a bit of a sneak peek before it was open to the public. And so this is completely scheduled, but at like the end of this month I'll have my 50, like the exact end, which makes me so happy because I did not plan that, and I am a sucker for planning stuff like that. So that is just like makes me so incredibly happy and like satisfied. But yeah, anyways, so the idea for the challenge, I'll also send a link so that you can join the community. It's on this platform called School, but essentially you have to wake up before 8 a.m. You have to wake up before 9 a.m. every day. You have to drink a cup of water first thing in the morning. You need to eat breakfast. You need to plan your day. You need to help 3 people in the community out. You have to clean your room. You have to say something you're grateful for, and you have to complete the first task on your to-do list. You have to do all of this for 50 days straight. And so far the challenge has helped me so much just grow and keep my habits consistent as a person who really struggles with things like that. And I am really happy that Faye was able to create this challenge, and at the end she'll generously supply you with a little pin that will remind you of your great accomplishments and send you a little message along with it as well. So I definitely recommend joining. The community is amazing. You'll ask for study tips, whatever, and they'll reply in an instant. It is incredible, and I've never seen any spammers, scammers, haters, anything on the platform. It is just amazing people doing amazing things. So I would so recommend joining it. Not sponsored or anything, but Faye, if you want to sponsor me, please do. Anyways, so yeah, it's just absolutely incredible. Please do check it out. And this is basically also completely new. But it is my senses and my accomplishments. So accomplishments, why do I always start off with the one on the right? On the right, I can write down the day I did something and the accomplishment. Again, self-explanatory. On the left, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm keeping a little notebook with me around to just jot down anything. And every now and then I'll jot down some senses, and it's just little sections to write down what I smell, hear, touch, taste and see, just so that I can have such an in-depth, gorgeous overview of the month. As you can see, C doesn't have a very large section, just because I think personally that's the most boring one, but because you see things every day, you don't really think about it that much. But yeah, anyways, so those are those spreads. I'm back. I'm fully aware that this is all very, very long voiceovers, but I'm here to talk about my review questions. I've been doing this for a while now. It's just sections where I write down what questions I could use, little prompts, at the end of each day, week and month. And then on the right, which is actually the section I've been doing for the longest, it's just an open space where I can do a little monthly review, bring some things out, etc.